Hi, I've been actively volunteering abroad through different channels like working in orphanages, aiding in natural disasters aftermath, plenty of exchange work for free food and accommodations. And I don't think I am trying to change the world, but I regret most of my volunteer experience. Let me tell you why. Fast forward today, I realized that the trips that I went on and the things that I did back then wasn't making any impact at all. In fact, I was part of the wicked voluntourism. Today in this video, I'm gonna tell you what is voluntourism, my experience volunteering, what is the problem from volunteering, and how you can fundamentally help people with or without money. Hi, welcome to Fearless Passport. This channel is about creating contents of global social issues, travel perspective like Chinese eating dogs, overpopulations, environmental sustainability and all. And if you're interested in this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. So what is voluntourism? Obviously, it is the word of volunteer plus tourism matching together become voluntourism. It is a form of tourism in which travelers, especially young students from a wealthy nation, pay the volunteering organizations, some of it claimed as non-profits, to perform volunteer work in the poorer countries. Projects ranging from animal or wildlife welfare, marine conservation, education, farming and agriculture, building and construction, medical mission, etc. Basically any courses that you can think of. Like price ranges between 350 to 450 for 2 weeks, and now due to COVID-19 there is virtual volunteering that costs about $250 for 1 week. It is in fact a business exchange, like you pay and you get the experience. Whether it's religious or educational purpose, some people volunteer to have a better impression on CV, some probably just want to have fun. I love to think that most people are doing this for selfless altruistic intention. Like people initially jump into volunteer because they really want to help others, only to realize things are probably great on the surface and you personally feel satisfied when you help or save someone or make a change to the world. But let me tell you why is that your noble mindset are doing more harm than the good. So let me tell you my experience volunteering. I have two volunteering experience. One is in Poland through Isaac. Another one is in Philippines helping the Yolanda typhoons victim. Both happened when I was still a student, like no skills, no expertise, nada. My only strength was to be able to speak 5 different languages, so obviously I teach. Our project was to teach orphans in an orphanage, Monday to Friday, 8 to 12, 5 days a week, and the project duration was 6 weeks. Little did I know in this project that these children, they are not orphans, they are children abandoned by their parents because first they are alcoholic and they couldn't feed their kids. So they sent these children to this orphanage instead to make their life easier. Second problem is that, same as most volunteering organizations, we didn't have any background check or trainings. We didn't come out a proper plan to teach the kids. And although there were 30 children to cater, at the end of the day, it was more of having fun together instead of a proper teaching. And obviously, 2 of the volunteers in my team had a short romantic fling. Another volunteer had a few nights sleepover at our moderator's house. So you basically know what happened. We were actually having fun, like real fun. And the children, the 6 weeks really make a changes. In my opinion, like the 6 weeks program hasn't left any positive impact to the children. In fact, it benefited us as volunteers with the intention of want to have fun, but package everything into a philanthropic activities. I remember me myself learning more Polish than the kids learning any English words. So let's put ourselves in the children's shoes. They're already abandoned by their parents in the first place. And we as strangers, out from nowhere, try to be friendly, approaching them, form sort of friendship. And human relationship doesn't just click at once like that. It takes time, and just as the bond was close enough, they started to learn something from us. We inevitably have to leave, abandoning them the second time. And what if the project has a second or third batch, or maybe 4th to 5th batch of volunteers coming? Each batch of volunteers have to leave again every 6 weeks. The negative cycle of having volunteers come and go and come and go. Like this negative cycle will loop continuously, making the children getting abandoned by people again and again. I mean, this will definitely impose certain psychological hurt or emotional abuse that will bring attachment disorder. Eventually form trauma and make these children feel really small and less self-esteem. In the future, these children they will have trusting issues or be really difficult in their relationship.
Another one was in Philippines. I was working in a Yolanda typhoon. It was an exchange work.
Without seeking any organization, I flew myself personally to Leyte, and one day I met a local guy at the local hostel. So his village was severely destroyed by the Yolanda typhoon, and his job was to transport construction material and roof tiles from the town to village in Leyte, so that villagers has opportunities to rebuild their home. So basically, I was there only for a week.
I couldn't help anything besides teaching some drawings and singing with the kids. I didn't have the skills nor the ability to support them financially. So at the end of the day, it seems like the value that I provided to this community is far way less than what they has been doing for me. Like I have been exploiting them with the intention of trying to help, because at the same time they are providing me food and accommodation and also transportation. So actually I'm taking advantage of this host community instead of really making a real impact to them, like trying to help them. Like there's nothing that I did. The value doesn't be on par, you know. This is not an equal and fair exchange work. So by saying so much, we already know that voluntourism has more harm than the good. Just like any project management, this altruistic project, albeit orphanage teaching program, environmental conservation project, building a village, coral reef preservation, all needs to be done efficiently, cost effectively, and within the shortest time possible. Like legitimacy of the volunteering organization aside, most volunteers has irrelevant skills, or worse, no skills at all that can effectively contribute to the project needs. Volunteers' lack of qualification and technical knowledge will only waste more time. What they could anticipate would be just, social service projects like basic construction, teaching, which is really common anyway, or playing with children perceived as lonely and in need of social support. Most volunteering organizations also didn't provide specific training to welcome unskilled volunteers on board. Even if they do provide trainings, projects are generally designed as a 6 weeks program to cater to volunteer needs. And to be honest, 6 weeks is a very short time. It cannot enable you as a volunteer to really pick up a skill professionally, nor enable you to make a real impact to the community. And that leads to my next point. Well, not only you are not really helping, you are jeopardizing the project progress. For example, if you are in a wildlife conservation project, say, instead, if you know nothing about the forest and also wildlife, you spend 1 to 2 weeks occupying the locals' time to teach you what is the how-dos, and when you are done learning, you have to go. And you might have the passions and also for animals and environment, but it is always the best to leave the work to the expertise. Because when you are unskilled, you are there to have a cultural experience. What you take away, I would say, exploit from the communities is greater than what you can actually give back. And the third problem with volunteerism is you are discouraging self-sufficiencies within the host communities. Volunteers doing the unskilled physical labor job, for example, moving a bricks, are ripping off job opportunities from locals who could have get paid from doing the same. Like they could have done a better job than us anyway. Please do not assume that all of them need our help. When there is influx of volunteers to help solve their problems, we are in fact looking down at their capability and assume that they are weak and that's why they are in the third world country, we are in the third world country. Like it is a humiliation to them. They don't need volunteers to do things for them. The dire need of the communities are the inputs, the tools, the materials, opportunities to learn and to do the work for themselves. Influx of volunteers are moving the countries further away from achieving self-sufficiency. And that is the difference between giving a man a fish versus teaching them how to fish. So what you can do right now, with or without money, to fundamentally make a difference. First, we talk about how to help with the money first. The reality is, money is not everything, but without money, you cannot go far. With sufficient fund and financial support, the volunteer organization can do a whole lot more and stand independently versus having to rely on foreign aid. So you can make your research and donate to a well-run organization. So when they have more capital, more money, they could afford to hire professionals to do what they do best. For example, hiring a professional English teacher to teach, environment engineers, biologists, or marine scientists to conserve forests or coral reef, medical expertise to help set up a local clinics.
Example of organizations to donate first, I recommend microloan foundations. As the name it sounds, microloan foundations provide ongoing business trainings and small loans to women in rural Africa so that they can start small businesses and become self-sufficient. And secondly, we have Give.Asia. Give.Asia is based in Singapore and it is a hassle-free platform for individuals, groups or organizations to raise funds for charities or personal causes. Give.Asia don't take any immediate person charges. In fact, you could rely on them to do verification of the fundraise purposes and they make sure your money goes directly to the beneficiaries. So on the other hand, if you have less money to donate and you want to dedicate your time, and should you insist of volunteering abroad, I recommend you to spend a longer time like 2 to 3 months to help them. Anything less than 6 weeks has negligible to no impact, let alone you have no skills at all. In actual, the problem is however long you offer to donate your time, it will never be enough. The key is to have local people working full-time in a role in the charity organizations. So here I summarize some of the websites that you can volunteer at low cost or free. It's Volunteer South America. They provide a comprehensive list of small volunteer organizations in Central to South America. Be sure that you check their FAQ, frequent asked questions, at the top to prepare yourself before you kickstart any volunteering journey. And secondly, if you would really want to volunteer, equip yourself with professional knowledge. Like doctors, engineers, certified teachers, graphic designers have important skills and could make more enduring contributions. You must recognize the limitations and identify your unique skill sets that you can do best and help best. Because by doing the SWOT analysis, it will benefit you both professionally and personally. And probably you could just travel and don't bother about volunteering. Instead of volunteering in the Amazon forest, it's so dreamy, Guatemala or South Africa, which is a very popular volunteering destination anyway, the best is to spend wisely in your travel to boost their local economy. For example, take part in the local guided tour, buy any souvenirs from the local stores or eat from the local vendors. Every penny spent goes directly to the locals and that is helping them fundamentally. Please share this piece of sincere video of mine to people around you, help more people understand the concept of voluntourism, how to donate and empower people in need. And let me know your thoughts as well. Whether you've been volunteering, do you think you have really made an impact, or have you come to reflect upon yourself that you have made more harms to the community, and has volunteering made a positive impact on you? Do you know any legit charities or NGO that you would like me to share to everybody? Let me know in the comments below. My next video is about how you can find yourself through travel. So if you are interested in social issues, travel perspective, and how to fundamentally live a happy life, be sure that you subscribe to my channel Fearless Passport, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and remember, be always proud of yourself. Bye!